have to say I might be biased because this is not the first iPhone that I've used caseless. But I think it's definitely something you should do too. In this video, we'll talk about why I went caseless, what has the experience been like, and how has the iPhone held up, but also what surprised me the most. So why did I go caseless? Well, the reason is quite obvious. The phone looks a lot better without a case. No case, no matter how unique or open, will display the beautiful design of this iPhone. Most of the time, they actually ruin it. But what's even more important is the premium feel that the naked iPhone gives you. It straight up feels like a piece of jewelry. There's a reason every major smartphone company is trying to replicate this design in some sort. So I think it's a shame paying the full price, which accounts for the design and materials used, only to cover it up with a case that's gonna strip all that away. Not to mention, it's gonna add unnecessary weight to it. Funny enough though, most find that its weight actually adds to its premium feel, but that definitely does not translate to the weight added by a case. What does contribute in a major way though is the titanium frame, and it also should help protect the phone better. But does it actually? The edges have been rounded off since the iPhone 15, which has made it more comfortable to hold, but this change did compromise on grip. It has become more slippery, which unfortunately has led to me dropping the phone more than I would have liked to. Still, I don't really drop it that often. I think subconsciously you're more careful with your phone when it doesn't have a case on it. So if you're someone who drops their phone a lot, maybe getting rid of a case will make you more careful. But don't quote me on that. The problem is that even if you drop it less often, every hit becomes a lot more dangerous. But despite that, it has done rather good. Apple talks a lot about their toughest glass, ceramic shield and whatnot, but it seems like it's not all marketing. I've dropped my phone screen flat on tile and it doesn't show any signs of wear. The glass has probably become more tired, so it might not survive a second hit, but I'm not planning on smashing it either. The pocketability without a case is also a lot better. It's very easy to slip in and out of pockets, especially if you wear tighter jeans. The direct contact with the wireless pads makes charging more efficient, which should result in better battery health, so that may be something to consider. My iPhone is still at 100% battery health and I charge it exclusively through MagSafe. So, as I already said, I've dropped it once on tile, which did not result in any damage, but not every fall has been that successful. I've actually dropped it quite a lot of times and by now I got used to it. I actually pick it up knowing it's gonna be fine. I had it in my chest pocket, which was not closed, and when I leaned over at a car wash, it fell from the pocket straight into the corner, which seems to have moved the frame out of place where it connects to the other side of the frame. It didn't bend the frame, strip it of color, or leave a dent like it would have happened with a stainless steel or aluminium ones. In fact, the damage is barely even visible, but you can definitely feel it when brushing over it with your finger. If we're being honest though, nobody would ever notice unless they knew specifically, so that shouldn't affect resale value. The back glass is also intact, but even if I somehow managed to smash it, I would just put a case on it and it would never bother me again. After all, most never take the case off, so what's the difference? The cameras have also taken some hits, but they're completely fine, as well as the rings around the glass. After all, this glass is made out of sapphire. And by the way, this is why I should never put a protective cover on it, because that would just destroy the picture quality without actually giving you any additional protection. Because sapphire by itself is quite strong, it would really take a beating before anything happens to it. So my concern, especially after watching some drop tests, was that the titanium frame and the rounded off edges have made it less resistant to drops, but I was surprised to see that that was not the case. Every iPhone I've had I've used without a case, and naturally you're gonna drop it every now and then, so this was quite important to me, especially after coming the 14 Pro, which was the most durable iPhone I've ever had. That phone has truly gone through its worst, but the 16 seems to be at least as durable, if not even more. Granted, I haven't dropped it nearly as much, but the times I did drop it as hard have either not caused any damage or less damage, at least visually. Maybe all it needs is one more hit before it all falls apart. For now though, it has held up really good, which also made me stop worrying about it much quicker than usual. You know, when you get a new phone and you're too worried about getting the small scratch on it? With this phone, this fear has gone pretty fast. So would I recommend You Go Caseless? If you want to have the full experience, definitely, it's really worth it. But again, I'm biased, so if you care too much about resale value, maybe not. But I'd still recommend it. Even if you're clumsy, just get Apple Care and chances are you won't need it anyway. Yes, it's a risk, but that's what makes it more special.